The war room of the Galactic Council became quiet as the holographic display revealed the catastrophic consequences of the Battle of Kepler 442. Admiral Zithkar of the Altarian fleet clicked his mandibles in a nervous manner, while Commander Nara of the Centauri Alliance shifted her crystalline form, clearly uncomfortable. At the head of the obsidian table, High Counselor Threnny sat, her forearms gesturing dismissively at the tactical readout. "Impossible," Threnny proclaimed, her voice echoing through the chamber's translation matrix. "No species could have survived that assault. The Ravager swarm unleashed 3 million biomechanical warriors against a solitary human outpost with barely 10,000 defenders." Lisa Martinez, the sole human representative, remained quiet at the far end of the table. Her basic military fatigues appeared primitive in comparison to the ornate ceremonial armor and biosuits donned by the other delegates. She had called for this emergency session after receiving the battle reports from Kepler 442. Now, every alien gaze in the room was directed at her. "The humans lost," Admiral Zethkar asserted, his 6 eyes blinking in unison. "Our long-range sensors detected immense energy signatures, indicative of total planetary sterilization. There can be no survivors." "Then explain this," Lisa replied calmly, activating her personal data pad. The holographic display transitioned to show real-time footage from the surface of Kepler 442. Instead of the scorched wasteland the aliens anticipated, they observed human Marines systematically tracking down the remaining Ravager forces amidst the ruins of New Charleston. Commander Nara's crystalline body radiated confusion. "This contradicts all tactical assessments. The Ravagers represent the galaxy's most effective killing machines. Their exoskeletons are capable of enduring plasma fire, their reflexes are augmented to superhuman levels, and their bioweapons can break down molecular bonds. How did primitive humans manage to succeed?" Marcus Chen, the primary Marine featured in the footage, navigated through the debris-littered streets with mechanical accuracy. His pulse rifle had exhausted its ammunition hours earlier, and his armor was marked with deep cuts from Ravager claws. Nevertheless, he pressed on, a basic combat knife held firmly in his right hand. "Your species intrigues us, human," Threnny confessed, leaning forward with authentic curiosity. "However, we must comprehend, your weaponry technology is centuries behind ours. Your armor is rudimentary metal and ceramics when compared to our energy shields. Your Marines wield these outdated bladed weapons alongside their firearms. Why do you continue to use such obsolete tools?" Lisa gradually rose, her hand reaching for the Kabar knife secured at her hip. The aliens became tense, their various defensive systems activating. She unsheathed the blade in one fluid motion and without hesitation plunged it deep into the surface of the table. The obsidian shattered with a sharp crack that resonated throughout the chamber. "Because guns malfunction," she stated plainly. The ensuing silence was overwhelming. Admiral Zethkar's mandibles moved soundlessly, while Commander Velnara's crystalline form dimmed in what could only be interpreted as shock. "The Battle of Kepler 442 endured for 18 hours, Lisa continued, leaving the knife lodged in the table. "My Marines depleted their ammunition within the first 6 hours. Their energy weapons overheated and failed in the subsequent 4. Their backup weapons were either destroyed or lost in the following 6 hours. She pointed to the display where Marcus Chen was depicted taking down a Ravager twice his size with nothing but the knife and sheer determination. However, they persisted in their struggle. Dr. Sarah Kim's voice crackled through the communication system from Kepler 442. As the chief medical officer of the outpost, she was now overseeing the cleanup operations. Council members, I can offer further context. When our Marines exhausted their conventional weaponry, they resorted to improvisation. They utilized sharpened metal shards, stones, and even their bare hands. One Marine, Sergeant Elena Torres, managed to eliminate 12 Ravagers using a broken piece of rebar. Throxy's forearms waved about in agitation. But why? Your losses must have been devastating. A tactical retreat would have saved lives for future confrontations. Retreat was not an option, Lisa responded. There were 300 civilian researchers on that planet, including families and children. We do not abandon our own. The footage transitioned to depict the aftermath. Human Marines, battered and weary, assisted civilians in boarding evacuation vessels. Many soldiers displayed horrific injuries. Nevertheless, they operated with the same mechanical precision they had exhibited in battle. Commander Nara's voice was barely audible. Your Marines continued to fight, even when victory seemed unattainable. Impossible is merely another term for Tuesday. Marcus Chen's voice emerged through the comm system. He had been monitoring the transmission from the surface. Ma'am, may I address the council? Lisa nodded. Granted, Sergeant Marcus appeared on the holographic display, his face smeared with dirt and blood. Behind him, the ruins of New Charleston smoldered in the alien sunset. Council members, do you wish to understand why we carry knives? It is not due to primitiveness. It is because we have learned something that, evidently, your species has not. He drew his combat knife from its sheath. The blade shone brightly despite its evident use in the recent conflict. Technology can fail. Energy can deplete. Equipment can malfunction. Yet, he raised the knife. It requires no batteries. It does not overheat. It does not jam. Most importantly, it never surrenders, as long as the hand gripping it refuses to relent. Admiral Zeethkar's 6 eyes blinked rapidly, but surely you comprehend the tactical disadvantage. Disadvantage? Marcus interjected. Sir, with all due respect, we have just eliminated 3 million Ravagers with a small number of Marines wielding pointed sticks. I would argue that our tactics are quite effective. The alien delegation exchanged uncertain looks. Their entire perception of warfare was founded on technological dominance and overwhelming force. The idea of achieving victory through sheer, relentless persistence was as alien to them as quantum mechanics would be to a medieval peasant. High Counselor Threnny stood from her seat, her forearms extended in a gesture of capitulation. Human Lisa Martinez, we formally request that your species take the lead of the Galactic Defense Initiative. It seems we have much to learn about warfare from your kind. Lisa smiled grimly and retrieved her knife from the table's damaged surface. Council members, we would be honored to assist, but I must caution you, we operate differently than you are accustomed to. We do not accept losses as a norm. We do not retreat from insurmountable odds, and we certainly do not give up. She sheathed her knife with practiced skill. Additionally, we will require you to begin carrying backup weapons. I suggest knives. The footage from Kepler 442 continued to play as the council session concluded. Human Marines collaborated with their alien counterparts to secure the planet. Each human wielded the same straightforward blade that had turned the tide of an unwinnable battle. Because sometimes, when everything else fails, all you need is a sharp piece of steel and an unwavering determination to persist.